Week 2 of the PMC D-League. Cleveland Victindians versus the Adelaide Absols. And Curt, his team, is a group of Pokemon who don't have much experience going up against Hitmontop, Gligar. Might be the first time I played those two. Played Blastoise in the PPL earlier. Greninja is always scary. Mew can do anything. And Mega Altaria versus my team, which is kind of Trick Room, kind of not Trick Room. Rotom doing Rotom things. Noctowls with an expert belt. And a Curse Facade Miltank. So my team is fun. His team is cool. And he decides to lead after I send out my Rotomosh. Rotomosh, great matchup, great lead matchup. He decides to lead with his Hitmontop, which maybe he expected my Bronzong. There was no drawback leading Rotom. And here I can just fire off a nice, easy Will-O-Wisp as he switches in to his Mega Altaria. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, because now if you're physical and you don't have Heal Bell, you're worthless. So that thing's burnt. And now he'll switch out. So I'm just going to go for a nice Volt switch. Get out of there, get some momentum. And he goes into his Gligar. And I'm like, okay, well, this thing might toxic me, but it'll be cool if I Will-O-Wisp him. No big deal. But he switches into his Hitmontop. So I get a Will-O-Wisp off on the Hitmontop. So now it's cool. It's two things burnt. And Rotom has taken 0 damage. So, I mean, this is as good of a start to a match as I can ever hope for. And he goes for Mach Punch, so that does nothing. And I'm going to Volt Switch. Like, Mach Punch is cool for Stack Attacka. Back in the, you know, if I go for the Trick Room. And here, he switches out and goes into his Gligar. So I'm just gonna get my rocks up. No big deal. He can Stealth Rocks. He can Defog. He can knock off. But my rocks are up, and I have a nice, easy switch into this thing, which I've been showing is my Rotom. He hasn't shown anything to hit me. Be it the knockoff, I'm assuming he has Earthquake for the Stack Attack. I have an Air Balloon, so that's like. Worst case scenario, I can switch into it with that. But here he does show he has the knockoff, so I guess it's not a free switch in. I missed the Hydro Pump, no big deal. I lost my leftovers, and I can just go for Hydro Pump again. Hydro Pump is a no drawback play. Does good damage to the Greninja. I got rocks up, so even if he wants to go into his Altaria, but I connect on the Hitmontop. And now I can go for another Hydro Pump to knock it out, but I miss as he Rapid Spins and gets rid of the rock. So that might be the only negative turn I've had so far. I know I missed the Hydro Pump in the past, but this one, I lose my rocks. But now he goes for a Mach Punch again, and he's just doing a little bit of damage, but Volt Switch is enough to take out the Hitmontop. I get a crit. I don't know if the crit mattered. I don't think so. He was pretty weak. And now I can switch back into my Bronzong, because Bronzong can get the racks up, can set up a Trick Room, can explode if I needed to. And now without the rocks up, he has a nice switch into his Blastoise, and then he doubles. So I had a good switch from his Blastoise. I brought Miltank. Miltank's sole purpose was to take on the Blastoise. I am thick fat, so I could take any form of whatever. And now against the Greninja, I'm pretty sure I can take most Greninjas, unless it's a Choice Specs Hydro Pump. Will to it KO me. But he goes for Dark Pulse and shows that he's Life Orb, so no big deal. I get a free Curse off. I was willing to die to 2 Hydro Pumps. I know it wouldn't be ideal, but again, he'd have to hit both Hydro Pumps, and he'd have to be Specs to knock me out. So now +1, +1, -1. He goes for Dunk Shot, which is weird because I don't have any fairies on my team. that are weak to poison. I have Mawile, but Mawile is steel, so I have Gourgeist, but Gourgeist is neutral, and Dark Pulse is more. I don't know. I don't know what the Gunk Shot was for, what it was about, but hey, he went for it. And then he switches out into his Blastoise, which is kind of a suspect, because what the hell can you do to me? I'm now +2, +2, -2, and I can sweep his whole team. But I am expecting him to go for Trick. What else is this thing going to do to me? Fire Blast doesn't do shit. So I'm just going to Earthquake, and I lose the ability to sweep with my Miltank. That was his only hope. Had he not gone for Trick, I would have swept his whole team with Miltank. And we are up 6-4. In comes the Gligar because I can't touch him. So I'm going to switch out, but he switches out first, so he's going to predict my Rotom, and he's going to go into his Mew, which is cool, because if this thing wants to set up, now would be the ideal time if he goes for, like, Rock Polish, Nasty Plot. It could be trouble, but instead he goes for the Psychic, and based on that damage, he'd have to be, like, Life Orb or Specs to knock me out, and I go for Pain Split, and get a whole bunch of health back. And it shows me that he's a bulky Mew. And then he's going to switch out. So it's like the switching, I don't know the switching. And in comes his Altaria, which I'm pretty sure I burnt before, but it doesn't show it anymore. I was like, wait a minute, is this thing still burnt? I don't know, like in Gen 7, if like once you're burnt, it doesn't show it again. But I think this thing's burnt, which is a perfect opportunity to go, it's not burnt anymore. I don't know what happened. I've missed something. I've watched this like 4 times. I don't know. But this was my opportunity to go for a Nasty Plot, because he can't OHKO me with anything. And, oh, you know what? Fucking Altaria's Natural Cure. Never mind. Forget that. Dumb me. I go for Nasty Plot. It's over. I win. I have Expert Belt. I'm at +2. And after I knock out the Gligar, I get a Beast Boost. And I get a Speed Boost. So, I am now +2 attack, +1 speed. I outspeed the Greninja, I outspeed everything on his team, and everything just dies to the Naganadal. There's a reason this thing is banned everywhere else. I know this stipulation in this league is Naganadal can't use a Z-move, but at +2 with the coverage of Fire, Electric, Poison, Dragon, it gets other things too, but Hidden Power, it's so broken. It is so broken. And I got it pick 3, and all I gotta do. If I get to +2, it's over. Obviously, if I get to +2, it's over. Just like this match you saw here, the Naganadel sweeps the rest of his team, and this is the first time ever in any league I've ever played that I've got a 6-0. I've been 6-0'd before. This is my first time getting a 6-0. And the Cleveland Victindians move 2-0 in the D League. So that was a fun and interesting game. Not much else to say, but I'll take the win. So 2-0, moving on to next week. Stay tuned for that one, and thanks for watching.